I listen. I can feel it. I experience it. And I breathe it. This is music to me. And who am I? My name is Nina, and I'm a music lover. And I'm about to take you on a journey into one of the craziest industries in the world. This is Connected by Frequency. Hello everyone, I am back. I hope you missed Connected by Frequency podcast. For those who don't know, my name is Nina and you're watching Connected by Frequency first episode of 2022. I had some personal and job related busyness, so this is the reason why you did not see some new video materials and interviews on my YouTube channel for the last couple of weeks, but I will try from now on to be consistent and to keep you up to date with everything related to the music and the interviews that I'm planning to do with important people. And of course, Infinity Lighthouse team will continue supporting me this way and this project of mine, and I am extremely grateful for that. A lot of you asked me to do a special episode as a wrap up of last year when it comes to most listened tracks. So what I'm gonna do right now, this is the idea, I will make some kind of a recap of top tracks, artists and labels of 2021. I'm not gonna ask you this anymore, to follow this podcast on Patreon or contribute to PayPal's donations. However, if you want, of course, you can follow all the details in the video description. But of course, I'm doing this. This is the idea because I like doing it, I enjoy doing it, and I want you to enjoy watching these kind of episodes. So let's see where this is gonna end, where this is gonna take me, and how much time, effort and money I'm gonna keep investing in this project. But of course, if you're watching this episode and this podcast, I need you to click on the subscribe button. Guys, this is really important and this is really not hard to do. I know you're watching it. Please click on the subscribe button. If you like this episode that I'm gonna represent you right now, click on the like button, click on the share button, of course, if you want to share it with anyone who could be interested in watching this kind of content. And of course, leave a comment if you have anything nice or bad to say. Feel free to do that. Of course, I'm gonna be grateful for that. Thank you. As I mentioned, this episode is going to be special, but there is another reason why this episode is going to be even more special. As you can see, I am not alone here in the studio. I have a guest, I have a company, and he will be my guiding light today on this journey, let's call it that way. He's a good friend of mine. He's a DJ, he's a producer, he's a record label owner. He also owns this cute place in Belgrade. I kindly advise you to visit. It's like a concept bar where he organizes a lot of different stuff over there related to music, of course, and workshops, of course, that is also important to mention. But I will not talk about this anymore and about him. I will let him introduce himself to you. And you will already realize why I invited him to be part of this podcast and this special episode. Today with me here I have Filip Fisher. That is his real name, I'm not joking. So welcome, friend, to Connected by Frequency.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you for the inviting. What else to say? I don't know. I'm in the music industry for almost 15 years now. Started when I was 17, 18. Mm-hmm. And I was born in small city Sombor on the north of the Serbia. I moved to Novi Sad and moved to Belgrade, and now I'm over here like more than 10 years, around 10 years. Like you mentioned, doing everything regarding the music industry, playing, organizing, owning a record label, owner of a small bar. So I don't know. There is not much else to say.
What is the name of your record label?
Record label. Yep. It's very hard to pronounce. It's like a cat purr. Mm-hmm. You know, like the original name was Deeper, mm-hmm. But it's like when a cat purr.
Okay.
So deeper. Yeah.
I understand. All right, but what kind of music, what kind of genres can we find?
Mainly, we adore deep house music and this new organic house genre on Beatport. So it's mainly really slow, down tempo house music.
Nice, interesting. But where can we hear you play?
Oh, me? I don't know. In the past year, I played on an Exit Festival, on the Fresh Wave Festival in Bosnia. That's some of the major events, yeah, gigs. I don't know, but mainly in the clubs in Belgrade, like Dot Club Half in my bar as well. So I was in the region in Silver and Smoke Sarajevo, in Macedonia, in Kumanovo, Ministerstvo, the bar. It's very nice crowd. I really enjoyed over there. So during the pandemic, that was really, how to say, help me.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Challenging.
A lot of gigs was cancelled. A lot of stuff was cancelled and moved for another date or another better times. So that's it. I think so.
Okay, good. But how are you feeling today? First of all,
amazing. There is a snow outside. We came here in the middle of the day, so it's gonna be awesome, I think.
So you think we're gonna crash this?
Yes, we're gonna crash this.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so today we will take a look back at what has been a phenomenal year when we talk about electronic dance music, of course, and we're gonna talk about top selling and most streamed tracks, artists, and labels of 2021. I need to point out that the following info is based on the industry leader for the DJ community, an online music store we all follow and like. Of course, I'm talking about Beatport. And we will also add some personal flavors to those lists and tell you what we found remarkable and worth mentioning in the year that is now behind us. We will play some of those tracks, that is the idea, to remind you what tracks we're talking about over here. And some of those tracks you're not going to be familiar with, like we weren't, but it is good to see how the world feels about EDM today. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of categories over here, and we're going to start with best sellers of 2021. We're going to talk about top 10 tracks that left a big mark on last year. So the first one. Totally expected.
This year we've had to lose.
I think this song is, like you said, in the point of 2020 and 2021. So I think the words, the lyrics, the melody, the emotion that these tracks puts us in, I think it's well-deserved first place on Beatport and best sellers 2021.
Yeah, definitely.
Seriously.
And I think they picked the best moment to publish this song.
Yeah, I think that's when you're a producer, you feel that, oh, this is gonna be awesome. I need to do this in this moment, and I think they achieved that.
But I think this is also an old track, the original.
Yeah, it's actually a recreation of the old track of the melody, but vocals, I think vocals are new, right?
New, completely new. And this singer, actually, this is not singer. I think Blessed Madonna is actually singing.
I'm really not familiar with that.
Yes. And she actually made those lyrics because of the pandemic situation. She was also.
So it's a bootleg, actually. So it's a kind of
something
new and something old. Yeah,
something
Great
like that.
Combination.
Yeah, something like that. And I remember actually Pete Tong. He's supporting Blessed Madonna and Fred again, of course. And he made some kind of edit of this track. I saw that he made a video, with the crowds and people enjoying, having fun, like we generally do. And he had also some lyrics. He was saying some story about how we feel today and how we feel about music and what we miss, during those crazy days. So it was really, really cool to see that. Okay, so well deserved, definitely. Let's go to the next one. So,
This one is crazy.
okay, we're coming to the point where we're gonna find a lot of those tracks that are like evergreen tracks from 70s, 80s, 90s, even beginning of 2000, like remixes and reworks. This is one of those tracks.
Definitely. Rasputin, Boney M, of course. I think that was the 70s, 80s, right? The disco era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best era, if you ask me.
Yeah. So it's what is really interesting for me is that people is still buying these kind of tracks. It's funky house genre. It's really for the big major, I don't know, public. The track that everybody knows, and I think that every DJ wants a track like this because it's just refreshing some old stuff. And when you put that in your set in the bar, in the club, I don't know, I think it's make a good impact on the people, and the energy change probably, and everybody start dancing because everybody knows these words, lyrics, the strings of the melodies.
Definitely. But as I mentioned, there's a lot of those tracks, this kind of tracks.
Yes, actually it is.
But it's not that easy to make this kind of track and to finish on a top of those lists.
Yes.
Why do you think this happened with Majestic?
It's just maybe the perfect moment of that track was released.
But what about the label he released it for?
Nitro Music. I think the Nitro Music, I don't know
it is
the label.
It is actually, it's a sub-label of Sony.
Of Sony?
Yeah.
Then we don't need to talk anything about
Exactly.
because if it's the daughter label of the Sony, so they have the rights to release this track.
Yeah.
So it's
I
a
think
major label.
Majestic is that kind of artist that is releasing for most famous labels generally, and he's releasing a lot of tracks during the year. And I think that this is also important, how many tracks you're releasing, how often do you release your tracks.
Beatport track that, so you're earning points during your top 10 or top 100 on any genre, so you can your points is counting, so it depends of a lot of things. If you're in the hype, we will talk about that later.
Yes.
So how do you earn your place? How long you stay in the Beatport charts? So that's really important when it comes to the points. So if you have 10 tracks, probably one of those gonna be in top 10 because people are listening your tracks. Oh, this is good. This is even better. Oh, this is the best one. I will buy this. So they already buy 3 of your tracks. So probably that's some kind of the path or the way some tracks get to the top.
Okay, good to know. But my question is right now, what do you think is important? What is more important, genre, label, or artist?
Oh, it's
if he makes a really good,
yeah.
track,
Sometimes it's a label, sometimes it's artist, sometimes it's a producer, or sometimes it's just a perfect moment for that track. So I think the first thing is it's the artist, of course, because the label are searching for the artists who they want to release on their label. So first thing is the artist, second thing is the label, and the most important. But on the third place, it's marketing. So if you just release it and didn't put that on the social networks, on PR and magazines, or I don't know where, put people in the faces, you will not doing anything with the track. So when the track is released, I think you have 5 days to do something with that track. If in 5 days or 10 days, I don't know, that track didn't end up in the 100 of any genre, it's just gonna be forgotten because there is too many tracks releasing on Mondays and Fridays, and on every weekend. So if you didn't prepare your marketing well, then the tracks are just gonna be forgotten.
Oh yeah. Remember, guys, marketing is really important in every single area of work, including this one. But I realize one thing over here. the genre that is trending right now, it's actually tech house mostly.
Mostly yes, because the biggest artists are in the tech house. So in the funky house, like deep house, techno, melodic house, there is a dance electro. But tech house is something that most familiar with the people, and if you want to do a good promotion, and if you want to make a mark, then it's a tech house, definitely. Because tech house is something that everybody are familiar with it. I can listen deep house, jazz, I don't know, but I know tech house. I know some tech house tracks, It doesn't matter from which genre you came, but tech house everybody knows. I think that's the most popular genre, definitely, on Beatport.
And I think artists, when they are producing music, they are also looking to do these kind of genres because it's gonna be accepted.
That depends.
No?
If that depends. I don't like tech house. I released it at the tech house, but I didn't find myself as a tech house DJ or producer. So mainly I'm now melodic house, techno, or progressive. I didn't even release on my label for like 2 years because I changed the genre of what I produce or of what I play, and so that's a strange thing, You have a record label of your own, but you're not releasing on your label.
It is weird.
But I think I will find a way to come back on my label as well.
But you have actually a lot of artists that are releasing for that label.
It's so label running by me and Jelly for the Babies, Marianne. So we already have like 8 years, and during we have more than 300 releases and probably more than 300 artists.
Wow.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
It's a good numbers.
All right. Let's continue this. Third place.
Tech house.
Everybody's free and
everybody's
tech house,
free
of course.
and everybody know this track.
And everybody know exactly. Again, evergreen track.
Piero Pirupa. But this is the remix of
by
Deeper Purpose.
Yeah. Deeper Purpose.
So Spinning Deep.
It's really important to mention.
Everybody free. Everybody feel good.
Yeah. Everybody likes this track.
Those tracks are like coming every year. Somebody do this kind of remix, So I don't know. Is it really? How to say?
What exactly one?
I don't know. It's like the value of this track.
The quality of this track.
Because I don't know. Just scroll it. Everybody's free, and you will find thousands of tracks like this.
Exactly. If you ask me, nothing special about this.
Sorry.
Sorry.
But we are really familiar. Nothing new. It's over here.
Nothing new. Exactly. Nothing new and nothing that wow.
So now we have the artist that I'm not familiar, but we have Spinning Deep and Tech House.
Yeah.
So
exactly. The good combination.
Yeah, good combination.
The perfect one.
Two stuff. Label and genre, and then the artist for me.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
It's
a good track.
It's a catchy.
It's a
catchy track,
definitely.
and this is also important if you want to end up on the top over there.
Definitely.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
To my favorite.
Well, I can agree.
My favorite artist and producer.
Okay, we're talking about Marcel Plex over here.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
Faithless. All right. Yeah, this is definitely the biggest hit of.
So this is the fourth track in a row that is actually a remix.
Yes.
It's a recreation of some old track.
Recreation, but it's completely. I mean, of course, it has this original vibe over there. It needs to keep that if he wants to make a hit of it. But still, he made so good epic mix. He called it epic mix.
This year was special for him. I'm really, really sorry that Marcel Plex didn't end up in much better place, or the last track.
We're gonna talk about this last track, and that track didn't end up on the top 100 of this list.
Not even. It's because it's very strange for the Beatport. And the buyers on the Beatport.
I think there is another reason, because this track is released in November, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course.
It's too late.
Of course.
To
if
make
you count, the whole year,
Yeah, exactly. But this track is also...
But this Awesome.
We're gonna mention
I
this.
played a few
We're gonna
times,
mention
so of course.
Okay.
Marcel Plex.
I feel so bad. Actually, I was at Exit Festival and I missed his set. Yes.
Yeah, it's Friday, right? It was Friday.
It was on Friday. Right, and I missed it because it was too crowded in the dance arena, and I went.
I think it's even better on YouTube. I think it's even better on YouTube. So it doesn't matter.
I went completely nuts, and I'm like, I cannot stand this anymore. And then I realized that it was the best set of the Exit Festival, but it is what it is.
I can agree. I can agree.
Okay.
Because he has a funky note, dancing, but still a techno, still a big venue feeling. So it's really, really nice how he connects all those dots. So stay like him, like you can hear it, Marcel Plex set, and you say, oh, it's Marcel Plex. But still, it's amazing combination of the Exit Festival, the sunrise, and all that vibe brings that to the best set of the Exit Festival 2021.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of Exit Festival,
The next one.
The next one was the biggest surprise for me. Yes, we're talking about Charlotte De Witt and Enrico San Giuliano.
The love story.
The love story. Yeah.
The age of love.
The age of love. If you are familiar with the old school tracks, and if you're maybe a fan of trance music, you're gonna know this track. I am, as you know, trance lover. So definitely, when I was at the Exit Festival, when Charlotte was playing over there, and she started playing this track. Of course, first beat, I recognized what is coming. But then I was like, okay, you're not gonna play this, right? And then it started, moving faster, and
this vocal is very trancey, old school trancey.
Exactly. And the drop came, and I'm like, oh hell no!
Again, I think it's the vocal that make a difference, really difference.
She kept the vocal over there.
Yeah.
And speaking of trance music, this is really important. Why it has been popular back then. I mean, it still is, but not that much. But if you keep those vocals, and as you can see, a lot of artists are putting their vocals right now a lot more than before, even techno artists.
Because it's make a catch, if I'm in a club, it's 4 hours, 5 hours of partying, and you're listening to music constantly 5 hours, and you can hear a vocal that's maybe will put your phone out, and open the Shazam, like, oh, come on, dance with me, oh, what's this, oh, because this part is what make a difference in the club or in the festival. Not this.
No,
this is good.
Yeah.
But these few seconds before that's make a this,
like the entrance to this drop thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it's amazing track.
The other part of the track is like classic techno, peak house.
Yeah.
Peak time. Enrico and Charlotte.
Their style. Completely. Yeah.
That's the thing, when you can combine your style and with some old stuff. That's a point, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I expected this track to end up on a little bit higher position, to be honest.
I think not because of the genre. Genre is not something that is really familiar. Like Rasputin, my mother knows. But Age of Love, my mother doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's because of that, because the tech house and funky house you can put on the radio, you can put on every kind of streams, But techno peak, it's really for a small crowd, very specific taste.
Yeah. Okay, that is the part I understand completely. So thank you for that. Okay, I just need to point out that Charlotte actually ended up as on a number one position on a DJ Mag as an alternative.
Exactly.
Top 100.
That's what's alternative. That's not the mainstream, so alternative.
Exactly. But she ended up completely well-deserved on a first position on that
we
list.
Totally agree.
Yeah. All right, so next one, Set You Free by Guz. I don't know who this guy is, to be honest.
It's from Holland.
I guess. I mean, why is it written NL?
Label is Sink of Swim. And it's a tech house. But everybody familiar with this song. I think it's TikTok.
This is also...
No,
Is it TikTok?
I don't know.
I didn't see that.
No, it's not. Maybe it's my mistake.
It's also a rework.
This
is a rework.
I think it is.
Yeah. It sounds like that 80s thing,
Yeah, it's like
you
know this track, but we don't know this track.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So why is that?
But okay. What is the label?
Sink of Swim. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with it.
Not.
Sorry, guys. It's a good one. It's catchy again.
Yeah.
It has this 80s vibe. So it's not that strange. It ended up over here, but all right.
Maybe not. For me, not deserved, but I don't want to go in the tastes of the people. So we never should discuss the taste.
No, we all have different tastes, and we're talking about music over here, so we respect everything and everyone.
Sure, of course.
Okay.
Well done.
Well done, of course. Okay. So
Next one
is really interesting one. If I find my mouse over here.
It's here.
It's here. Okay, we're coming to this part where we have a couple of those tracks that are some kind of hype on social networks.
Yeah.
Like TikTok and Instagram Reels.
Yeah. It's
This
like
is one of those.
You're listening them like.
Yeah, like, scrolling those Instagram Reels, and every second one has this song, and like, why? Like, who is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
it's Arcades, if I'm pronouncing it well. Okay.
I know the track only because of the TikTok.
Because
I never played that track. I never heard that track in the clubs. I never heard anywhere this track, but on the social media is like a huge hit.
I remember we were talking about this before. Is it really important? I mean, if you want to make a hit out of some kind of these tracks, to pay to make it like a hype on social media?
Actually, I heard about that. It's like maybe 10,000 like 10,000 euros for you can give your track to the TikToker. And he can make a trend of that track. He will do some dance or he will do some video. That will say, "Come on, people, do this." I'm doing
like a challenge on TikTok.
Like a challenge, exactly. So if you want your track to be like familiar and famous, that's one kind of the marketing that you can do. So it's really strange. For me, when I come from the underground or alternative music, it's like, oh, I want my track to be a hit, so give me my money, so
exactly.
Make it.
So it is expected, definitely, that this track ended up over here, but I still don't get it why.
Yeah, and you mentioned that somebody did it like a Squid Game.
Yes, Zed
make an amazing bootleg.
At the event EDC, Electronic Dance Carnival in Las Vegas. I think it happened in November, if I'm not mistaken. And he opened his set with this kind of edit, with like a mashup, this track and the Squid Game. You all know
it's
that.
very interesting how it started. So you should listen definitely.
And everyone went crazy, of course. No one expected that. He didn't release this track. It's like an edit, but I think he's gonna release it for sure because
I think you cannot release it.
Huh?
I think you cannot release it.
Why?
But because of the rights, right? Some of the rights. So because you cannot put two track in one track and make it official. Only maybe some big labels can do your managing your regulation regarding the.
Okay, but what if he releases for some big label?
I think it's sometimes it's better if you make some kind of hit, something like that.
Just to play it on your.
Just to play
gigs.
it and put it for free.
So
everybody will download it, and in every bar, in every club, in every DJ, in every around the world, we played your track. So which one is better? Like
second one.
It's a remix. It doesn't matter. That track will be forgotten in 2 months or 3 months. It's not a huge hit like it should be, but it's interesting, and you will play it maybe 1 or 2 times, and after that, it's gonna be not gonna be surprising anymore. Next time when you play it, it's everybody, I know this. So it's not a hit that you want to repeat. Like some of these Insomnia, or you can play it on every set for a few months, you know. This is something like just hype.
Yeah, because he released this track at a moment when those two tracks were actually popular.
yeah.
So yeah,
it's a good combine.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next one. Okay, we're coming to this artist called John Summit that left a big mark last year.
Definitely.
He was releasing like crazy a lot of those tracks, and he was releasing that for big labels.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with his work that much, but I heard about him. So I think that's really good stuff when I'm coming from a different genre, and I can hear about him. You know, it's a good, right?
And again, tech house.
Tech house.
Yeah.
I think that this music is like maybe fast producing. You know, like you have a template, you have the bass, you have the kick, you have this and this and this, and just put some vocals. I cannot say it's easy to make. Don't get me wrong, but it's much easier than sell the good instrumental music. You know, imagine this track without the vocals. It's gonna be like totally the same like everything else you heard about tech house. So I think tech house is really important, the vocals, you know.
This is what I mentioned. They're putting vocals over there and the melody. You know,
that's a tech house because it's easy to put a vocal inside. You know, you cannot put vocal in I don't know, tech house singing like this. You know, like singing, actual singing.
Yeah. All right, well deserved.
Leave the drop.
No, it's seriously, it's really good track, and we're gonna mention another track later on that didn't end on the. Actually, it ended up on number 10. Okay, my mistake. And it was a really good track, but I expected some other track to be over here, and I'm gonna mention this.
That's what you expect.
A little bit later. Okay, so
another viral video, actually.
Another crazy viral thing, yeah. Again, TikTok, and okay, my mouse is going crazy right now. Look. Okay, get real, come on.
A little bit left.
All right.
So mainstream, right? But it's released on the Ministry of Sound, so. Again. You cannot expect anything less, you know? That's the major house.
But look, we listen to this. You know this?
Of course.
It's Pitbull, like.
Of course. No, Pitbull. It's
meet
much.
Me at the hotel room, like.
No, it's much
older than that.
Yeah.
But first track that reminds me definitely Pitbull.
This kind of tracks, I think, in every 5 years, they get in the top, you know, because people forget about it. Then somebody refresh, you know, and everybody go,
it's something new.
Yeah, it's actually the guy is dancing. That was the viral, actually. You know, the guy who step out the car and stop dancing. That's make the track. That's the Night Crawlers. It's original. This is just added some vocal that was not originally. So this is not original vocals. This is classic. I don't know. I call it YouTube deep house. You know, it's like.
Okay, that's interesting way to say it, but yeah.
I don't know.
It can be like
dance, electronic pop, house music. So
mainstream.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It have everything that it has to have, you know.
Yeah. To end it up on this list.
There is a familiar melody. There is a vocal. There is a bass line. There is everything that have everything that make a hit.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this track was even crazier on social media than every single other track over there.
There are some stuff regarding that, you know. Some tracks get bored too soon. Maybe they're really quality. They have the quality, but because of those social networks or TikToks and stuff, you get bored after I don't know, 1 month. Maybe somebody spend like a year doing that track and get bored in 1 year, in 1 month because of the social. So I don't know. There is cons and pros, for that.
But this track was not like for a month on socials. It was
What these
active
tracks
for-
makes, it's money. So,
Okay.
so we can agree that it makes somebody happy.
completely.
Completely make somebody
Completely.
happy.
So this track is on position number 9, and on a position number 10,
Yeah, again,
again John Summit, but with me vintage culture.
sure.
This track is called The Drinky.
This track is not the best track from those two guys.
Definitely
But
not.
this combination of vintage culture and John Summit, I think that's bring this place to the top 10. This track to the top 10 because we have one artist that is really good in that year, and the second one, and they're really familiar with each other and make a really similar music. So there is good artists, there is a good label, tech house.
Exactly.
So it's a good win-win combination
But
for.
to be honest, I expected this track to end up on this list before this one, and I think you're gonna agree
Sure.
with me. How come this track is not on a top 10? It's number 13 actually. It's not, that far away, but still it's not on top 10.
We are back to the alternative genre. It's in Afro house.
House. Yeah.
That's
This
it.
This is what I thought.
That's
Yeah.
it. Because Afro house is maybe following 1 million people on Beatport, and tech house is following 25 million people.
That's completely
So
true.
so the achievement of this track in Afro house to be in the top selling artist on the 13th place, it's much better than any of these tracks maybe in the because Afro house is like really alternative, Over there you can hear only Black Coffee who is making the huge hits,
That's true.
and
But I didn't see Black Coffee on this list.
I think he didn't have some tracks this year.
Last year.
Last year, sorry.
Yeah, and I remember I was actually voting for Space Motion and Stylo track. Actually, it's a rework again, Yeke Yeke. And it was crazy hype with this track, and it still is, I guess. But they were on a number 2, and they couldn't get to the first position because of this track. And I remember Attila from Space Motion told me that it's impossible to get there because they have like crazy number of selling. But
Can't tell much about that. It's just.
you know
just
what's
that.
crazy about this track? It doesn't have almost any lyrics.
Yeah, it's 10 words.
Yeah, literally. And that's
It's
it.
a Daft Punk around the world. Around it's something that
Exactly.
is catchy more than it's a real song,
True.
But amazing rework.
Completely agree on that. But what I found interesting, some of those tracks that didn't end up on top 10. For example, I mentioned Space Motion before and Stylo with him. Track is called The Dreamers. And it was crazy hype with this track. Everyone were playing this track. The biggest DJs were playing at their events. And they did not end up over here as best-selling track, but they did end up on a top 10 of hype best-selling tracks.
Exactly. It's because it's some kind of the hyper production, and for some tracks you need to make good marketing and good stuff, some preparation before and after the release. So in this kind of this situation with you mentioned example, Space Motion maybe had 10 tracks of this year, maybe, not sure.
Oh, even more.
Even more,
Trust me.
So I think he's doing every month something new. So it's not letting some tracks to get real breed, like this is gonna be the hit. So in some kind of in some theory of the music, it's sometimes better to not release 2 years than make an album. So it should be a hit. But if you're producing every month, then there is no room maybe to be a huge hit. If something not happen, like social media, like explode. accidentally, you know.
But if we talk about Beatport, if you're releasing often tracks over there,
It's make you in the good position on Beatport.
Maybe that was his goal.
But if your track is only for 2 weeks in a Beatport top 10, it's not gonna be the same as someone's track's gonna be in the top 10 for 3 months. It's very huge difference because 3 months people are buying that track. Maybe this one track people are just buying for 1 month, and after they get I don't know, not bored, but they find a new track, something similar to that. So in this case, I think it's much better to be constantly in top 100 than just to be on best selling 2021. This is the artists who are already well known, right? And they're already like supporting the big festivals and doing the tours all around the world. So I think for the smaller artists, it's better to be like in the whole year and making the points, and not just be like one hit wonder.
I think you're completely right with that.
Okay. So I think the Space Motion in this case is much better positioned than all these guys over here.
Maybe that was his goal.
Yeah,
I guess.
There is again constant pros for that. If you release 10 tracks in a year, or you release 1 track in a year.
But what I find as a surprise, speaking of last year, tracks by Artbat, for example, they did not end up well on this list.
Again, alternative genre.
But still, it's Artbat.
But it's not for everyone.
Okay,
it's still
okay, I agree.
You know, it's very hard to measure. It's really hard. We should do this maybe on genre by genre. Let's say we go to the tech house and we see top 10 tech house. We go to the melodic house and melodic techno. You know, and let's see which one was the top 10. So in this kind of the global stuff, I think it's very hard for melodic house. Only the big artists, like in this case Marcel Plex, is in top 10 with melodic house techno.
Yeah, you cannot beat myself.
So when you put in that, so of course that's why they're not in the top 10, because they need much more to beat Marcel with this track.
Again, the importance of genre. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Okay, one track that I found as something, maybe one of the most interesting ones last year, is a track called Out of Reach. I don't know if you know it. It's by Christoph and Jota. So it's defined as progressive house. They ended up on number 48, and I really love this track, and I don't get it why they did not end up on a higher position, because they deserve a lot more than that. Actually, this track was a reference to the intro of my podcast. Yeah, when I asked a friend, he's actually a ghost producer, to make this, I told him I want something like this. So this is the reason. So I find this track really, really interesting, and they did not end up that.
No, I'm in progressive house.
Yeah.
And I don't know that track.
How is this even possible? But know for Jota and Christoph.
Yeah, of course, I know about them, but it's not my kind of progressive house.
Maybe that was okay.
It's not in that. I know Anjuna Deep. I know.
Exactly.
It was released over there?
Actually, no. They did not release it for... they released it for Prida Presents.
Prida. Oh, for Eric Prydz.
Yeah, exactly.
Eric Prydz. Yeah, I don't follow that label.
Okay, let me show you. I think you know it. I'm gonna...
This was recorded, something on some live stream, right? These 3 guys, did they play on some video?
Maybe. I'm not familiar with that.
I think yes. I think I saw this.
Yeah. Okay, he has this vocal, of course. It's a melody.
It's emotional track.
Exactly.
It's not
Well-
for every club and for every DJ set, you know.
But it is progressive house, you know.
But
It's between
it's for
deep.
really specific people.
Yeah.
You know, it's really for specific people. So
That's for sure.
you either love this or don't love this. But you cannot like say, "Oh, it's okay." Right?
Yeah. I
No.
think I think you're right. It's the extreme between people.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. This you see this?
This.
Yeah. I love it. No.
Yeah, it's classic progressive house.
Exactly.
It's a big room, open air. I don't know. I can imagine something like that. You know, like some good video with a flying drone. You know, that's it.
Okay. Okay, good way to explain this.
That's how I searched for the music. You know, when I heard some track, I know
You imagine where it can
where I can be
Yeah.
played. You know.
Yeah. And
So over here we have shows the guy David Guetta, Love Tonight remix.
oh my God, no.
Okay.
Of course he did it. And one another I'm just wanna mention is the one, you know, Hide You.
Mhm.
You know, it has a lot of remixes, but this one is made by Tin Liquor. Again, we're talking about deep house thing, and they ended up on number 73.
Let's hear it.
How is this even possible?
Let me hear it, then I will tell you.
Everyone played this.
It's trancey.
Well,
it's
is
just
Armada music.
trancey. Armada, yeah.
I mean, but Armada is not only trance,
No.
of course. They have a lot
But-
of different genres, but it has this. I mean, Tin Liquor is
Of course.
basically trance.
I think it's just the it's alternative. Too much alternative to be on the
But
much.
they say it's melodic house again. Trance.
That doesn't
melodic
matter.
house.
That doesn't matter. That's those genres are really
Yeah, close,
yeah.
similar. However, that's true. Okay, so do you have?
But first, let me see. This is the Hide You original.
Mhm.
It's much different than this.
Oh, definitely.
So, if you want to collect the people who like the track,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot put that in too much different genre,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, if I like hip hop or something, and I will say, it's garbage, because I like the original hip hop stuff. Not, you know, or that's hip hop and house music, something like that. I cannot combine. But if you put that vocal in this kind of trancey techno house, so maybe a lot of people will just not like it. I will never play this track.
Oh, come on.
I will never. It's not in my set, you know. So I think because of those stuff, they're really good position, 73 on the top selling. So that means something, definitely. But I think it's not for every ear.
Okay.
And just that.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree on that, definitely. And again, Armada Music as a label, maybe that is the reason why they ended up on number 73. Maybe if they release for some not that big label, it wouldn't be that high
yeah.
positioned.
But it's good. It's good for them, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
What we have over here,
Do you
till
have
100.
some of your tracks that you
But
thought they will-
definitely myself likes the revenue.
Revision.
Revision
Yeah.
revenue. Revision. Sorry. Something that is the track of 2021.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it's not in the top 100 or anything, but for me that's something that it's truly marked this year, 2021.
So you think that this track is definitely best one
For me,
last
the
year?
best one.
Okay. I mean, people reacted different when it comes to this track, but mostly people were like, "Wow."
When you're hearing it on the first thing, I think that you can get familiar with the sound. It's some kind of indie dance, melodic house, techno, but still it's pop house, mainstream house, and I think it's only allowed to the Maceo Plex to do something like that.
Exactly what I wanted to ask you. If someone else made this track, would it be successful?
I don't think
and
so.
well accepted.
I don't think so. But this track is something that goes with Masterplex, and with probably with the whole crew, video crew. The video is interesting, definitely. If you watch the video, it's more like satisfying when you're watching the video and listening to the music than just hearing it in the festival.
Yeah. I like it. Some other track maybe?
I can't remember now.
Okay, definitely.
Don't do that.
It's really hard.
It's very hard for a DJ to pick up.
Oh, not only for DJ, trust me. It's really hard for me as well. Okay, so if we talk about top 10 most link stream tracks of 2021, the list is similar to the previous one, but we have few songs that are also
So
important to mention. One of those is again TikTok, Instagram thing, and made by Tiesto.
yeah. Do we need to talk about this?
Yeah, please.
Let's get down to the business, please.
Let's get. I mean,
Yeah, there is me.
yes, there is you.
But not original me.
Not
so
original
it's
you,
just
it's
Fisher.
And again, viral thing,
Viral thing.
Losing It by Fisher
Yeah. He owns me a 100 euros
on a number 5.
for stealing my name.
Or you.
No,
was
no.
first?
I'm first. I was born
You
like
were
this.
born.
It's
Okay.
funny thing. The last funny thing was that some girl sent me the message like, "How can you play that track? That was awful. You ruined the whole party. You know, like you're playing the football anthem and everybody start fighting and everything." And I was like, "Sorry." Are you sure that was me? Yeah, of course it was you. It was Fisher, you know. That was in Australia. I never been in Australia. Then I tell you, I never been there, never played in that warehouse. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not you. So I get a lot of messages
That's crazy.
in that manner, you know, like from the Fisher. And the fans of the Fisher, Oz.
Yeah.
And so he's on Instagram, follow the fish, not Fisher. Don't tag me.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, this is
We
interesting.
come to the interesting part. Maybe even more for you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about top 10 best-selling labels of
Can you turn off the
2021.
music, please?
No. Wait. If my mouse listens to me for some reason, it doesn't. No. Oh, thank you very much. Stop.
Yeah, top 10 selling
Labels of
labels.
2021. Yeah.
And that's it.
First place, Defected.
Of course,
Of
Defected.
course.
Of course.
Who is owning Defected?
I don't know. Some guys from New York, I think so.
Okay.
It's Defected is just find a way to get in every phone, in every club, in every bar, in every top list, in every. It's just a machinery.
Mm-hmm.
I think all these top 10 top selling labels are like
a machine. Yeah.
that's it.
Definitely.
There is All Day I Dream, of course, that it's not in top 10, but I think it's my second favorite label, I think. But still it's alternative genre, so it cannot be over here. What we are looking here, it's Defected, Anjuna Deep, Tool Room, Ultra, Drum Code, Spinning Records, Anjuna, Glasgow Underground, Hospital Records. That was not familiar for us.
Yeah.
Hospital Records, it's a
Drum and bass.
dubstep.
Dubstep.
Dubstep. I think
oh my
it's
god.
yeah.
Okay.
And Armada.
Armada, of course.
So I think every person who is listening a little bit of music and have had any knowledge in the music, I think they know this.
These
9
labels.
of 10.
Yeah, actually, I was not familiar with Glasgow Underground.
Glasgow Underground is from Scotland, and the guy who is running is John. I will not be saying I'm not familiar. No, I cannot remember. But maybe if you can click here, I can find it probably. and something McCain. And they're mostly in the recreation of the tracks. So they have a lot of. They're not specific in one genre, you know. They're like Kevin McKay. Sorry, Kevin McKay is the owner of the. You see Miloš Pešović over there on the number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see over here, it's Kevin McKay. Kevin McKay.
Oh
Kevin
my
McKay.
God! Oh, seriously?
Yes. See, he's a little bit of like how to say. He can make your track hit. Over there is released Space Motion. Over there is released by Andrew Meller, The Born Sleepy, the huge hit 5 years ago. So actually the label is really a hit maker. You know,
Obviously.
obviously, yeah, obviously, yeah.
Obviously.
So that's why people go to the Glasgow Underground and search for some good stuff that is in kind of recreation of the old stuff.
Okay. What I found interesting and weird, actually, over here we have Anjuna Deep and Anjuna Beats also. But we did not see that many tracks of, for example, Band Bomber, Tin Liquor, Christoph, or some similar artists over there on the top selling tracks or streamed tracks.
Because these are the labels
Yeah.
that more powerful than the artist.
Yeah, but they are releasing for those labels.
I know, but 10 artists releasing on that label, it's making that label bigger than one artist. You know, it's not the one artist make the difference. It's 10 artists are making that label. Right? You understand me?
Yes.
So with Anjuna Deep and Anjuna Beats, of course, they had a really big artist, but when they combine, that make a good label. It's not like you have the label and you have released by Arbat, I don't know, and that's it. No, in this case, people are gathering around that label, so it's the huge commune. You know, people are like having the Facebook groups, social media groups about that. So you started that?
Yeah.
I started Corona.
Corona thing. I'm joking. You're talking about Anjuna, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
I think the artists are helping this label to be in the number 2. 3. I don't know. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2. Number 2.
No.
Number 2. Number
You're
2.
watching most streamed labels right now.
Yeah.
Anjuna Deep
And
is
number
number 2 and Anjuna Beats is
So
number
when you
7.
put all those producers in one label in 1 year, I think that's the good combination. You know, that's why they're in the second place. But none of those artists been in a separate top 10.
Yeah, this is why I found it weird, but now I get it even more.
So, but it's mean if I want to be more recognizable, then I will search and make a track for Anjuna Deep, because I want that. I want to use that label for in my case, you know, not label using me in different way.
The opposite, yeah.
So Anjuna Deep will never approach to me and say, "Oh, I want your track." Even if you know, only if they have like really big interest in that. In this case, it's not. So Ultra Music Festival is searching. Ultra is
Records,
searching for the artist who is already known. So they're not scouting the new ones. They're like, I released that.
Yeah.
John
But
Summit.
they're
Yeah. Let's release that. You know. Mostly Spinning Records as well, Tool Room as well. Drum Code is it's very interesting that his Techno label is in the top 5 best selling. But Techno right now is really popular and really mainstream. So
yeah, it's good to see it's mainstream.
Yeah.
It started to being mainstream. In some
it's
way.
not the genre; it's the how you use that in that music in what
Exactly.
purpose.
Yeah. When we talk about top 10 most streamed labels, it's a similar story, but over here we also have Repopulate Mars.
It's a tech house label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Ram Records.
Vice D and Kobe was releasing over there from Serbia.
Okay, good.
Ram Records?
Ram is a drum and bass.
Drum and bass, yeah.
Catch and release. Oof, I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
Catch and no, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's catch and release.
It's drum and bass, I guess. Again.
No, we will not talk about.
It's not. It's not. I'm joking. I'm not familiar. Sorry, guys. But it is on this list. Okay, so hype tracks of 2021, best-selling ones. Again, I mentioned Dreamers by Stylo and Space Motion.
Yeah.
Well-deserved, guys. They ended up over here on a number 6, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, position number 6 for them. Again, this track was really huge hype, and it still is. As I said, everyone are playing this track right now, so it's not strange. Over here, we have some tracks that I'm not completely familiar with. I don't know about you.
I know the Fabrication.
Yeah,
and,
Fabrication.
Eduke.
Eduke or something.
Eduke, I don't know. GTFO, I don't know what's that.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, don't swear. I know Marcos Home. This others, I don't know. Yeah. So hype is very strange on the Beatport because it's if a lot of people are interested in buying that track in one day or in a 1 week, that's make a hype.
But it's tech house again. Deep
tech house. So that's it. The hype. I think it's not that much appreciated or bringing the big value to the artist, but it's a good thing. You know, it's a good thing because if you're like in this case in Space Motion, it's good because he's in top store, and that's why you get the gigs because you're in top store. If somebody get to your artist page and say, "Oh, this guy is coming to my city or in this club that I like to go," and I go to his Beatport or SoundCloud and say, "Oh, I know this track." That's it. That's the win-win situation.
And I think the biggest artists are actually following these hypes. You know, and this is why
because it's new. Because the music, if you play in the clubs, demands all the time the new music. If you're a festival DJ and you play, I don't know, only festivals, and sometimes you can prepare your set and do the 3 months tour with only one set because you're going from India to, I don't know, Buenos Aires, you know, and doesn't matter. If you're not streamed, then you can play the same set over and over again. But if you're in a club, a resident club, if you play 3 months, Love Tonight, everybody say, "Oh, come on, change that," right?
When you mentioned stream tracks, what is actually explanation of most stream tracks? What does it mean?
Maybe I'm not the 100% right, but I think the new equipment of Pioneer and Denon, they have the link stream, so it's connected through the wireless, so you don't need to bring your flash drive or your music with you. You're streaming directly from the Beatport.
Oh wow!
So that's how they count. So what's the good thing that you don't need to bring the USB, but you need to bring the USB because what if you don't have the wireless in that club? So you come to the club and say, "Oh, we don't have the wireless," but all my music is on some clouds, you know, it's on streaming platform, and that's why you need to have the backup. But what is the good thing for the labels and for the artist is that somebody buy my track and play it like 100 times, I get paid only 50 cents. But if I'm streamed and if it's a good track or a hit and it's streamed like 2 million times, I get money from that somebody is playing in the club. So right now we get paid only because of Spotify, iTunes, and Apple Music, something like that, by the clicks, YouTube, SoundCloud. But we never get paid because somebody played in the club. So I go to the Shazam and I see how many people Shazam my track. It's like maybe, I don't know, 1,000, doesn't matter. But I'm paid only for one buy. Wow. So it's a good platform. It's a good for the future. that label will an artist will get more money. If you have more money, you have more time for the production, for producing, and to be your only main job. Because in this case, maybe you need to work some other job to survive, and making music as a hobby,
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a good way. It's a good way for going back to the artist, and at the end, everybody's making the money of that. So it's a good.
I think it's going to be even better in the future.
Yeah, of course.
Not
When
right
the
now.
technology comes
Yeah.
on the right place,
Exactly. Okay. Again, top 10 best-selling Beatport hype tracks of 2021, and most streamed Beatport hype tracks of 2021 are similar. So we're not gonna go
Yeah.
through this, but we're coming to the part that's called top 10 best-selling artists of 2021. Of course, on the first position, we have John Summit. We talked about him. He was releasing a lot of tracks last year. And I guess this is the reason why he ended up over here. And he was, again, releasing for
Well
big
deserved.
labels.
I think it's well deserved.
Yeah. Second place goes to David Penn.
David Penn is from the. It's a Spanish producer and DJ. Maybe 45 years old now. 40, 45.
Oh, wow, okay.
Old, yeah. The fact that's been in deep everything, It's a kind of deep house with tech house with a lot of pianos, a lot of vocals, a lot of samples. So I'm really surprised that he's in top 10 best-selling, but at the end, he's really good. He's really good.
He is, definitely.
And he was coming in Blooded maybe 10 years ago. He was on the Sound Club. And
I remember
even that he was popular, 10 years ago. But he's not something that is too much pushy. And his music is like, that's it. I make the good music, for everyone, pianos, stuff. So it's really good to see him on the second place.
That's good. Okay, we have Artbot on position number 3, which is, again, expected. But we don't see so many tracks on that most selling.
Again,
tracks
I
list.
think it's because they have 10 tracks,
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They make an album or they make with the Camel Fat, how do you say?
Remind me the name of the track.
Love feeling, love for the feeling.
For a feeling.
Yeah. So Arbat is and Camel Fat is just the good selling artist, and those tracks are really mainstream melodic house tracks for everyone, for every radio station and for every set.
Okay. 4, Biscuits. It's a Tool Room artist.
Yeah, we said it's tech house, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
5, Charlotte DeWitt, of course. Number 6, Camelfat, as Philip mentioned. Number 7, Space 92. I am not familiar with this.
Yeah, me neither.
To be honest.
But we searched for
Yeah, and I
what kind
forgot.
of music was?
Drum and bass.
Huh? No, it was a techno. It was a techno, It was really hard techno.
Oh, yeah,
it was a techno,
it was.
Dreamers, something like track for
Yeah,
Dreamers.
oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
It's pure techno. Yeah,
pure techno.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
So over here we have Ben Boomer.
Ben Boomer, of course.
Because of the Circle event. How do you say? Cappadocia.
Cappadocia.
Yeah. So and he released the album on Anjuna.
Yeah. And he didn't end up that good on that,
Alternative genre. That's it. You cannot compare it with the John Summit. That's it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And again, Anjuna Deep, Weird. Clooney is
Tech
tech house.
house.
Yeah. And
Break is breakbeat.
is breakbeat. And this is really interesting because, I think breakbeat is returning a bit.
It's constantly here.
Yeah?
It's constantly. I think for the past 30 years, from the 90s to here, it's constantly. Or you love it or you don't love it. So I think they're constantly here but it's really huge that break is right now in the top 10. So I think that's new. It's like in maybe 7-8 years ago, the drum and bass came You know, rudimental.
Yeah.
You know, Rita Ora. You know, everybody's
Yes,
making drum bass tracks and everybody's like jumping. You know.
And what now?
Yeah, and very drum and bass now. You know, like.
In the UK. All right. Top 10 most streamed artists of 2021 are similar. Again, this is the first one actually. David Guetta is the most streamed
I
artist.
really love this guy. I really love this guy. For the past 15 years, he's a big part of my career, but he's old now already, you know.
Yeah,
and
but
like,
he's doing a great job right now. Actually, he's
because
following
it's-
trends.
Yeah, because it's industry, you know. He make like a fabric of the of making the good music. So I think you cannot compete because there at the end there is a money, you know, that you cannot compete. So
With a big
sorry.
name.
So yeah, so for me, John Summit is a huge success, you know, because of how
He's a kid. If
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
from
I mean, kid.
where he coming from, you know, and how he end up there. That's it's a huge hit. It's remarkable, you know.
David Penn, number 3 again. 4 Arbet. 5 Tiesto.
Yeah,
Of course.
that's a stream.
And
It's TikTok.
Actually, yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
actually Tiesto is releasing tracks pretty often. Also,
I'm not familiar.
I am because for some reason my Spotify notifies me about the Friday releases over there, and I
Yeah.
always find Tiesto track. I'm like, okay.
I think he's in the machinery as well, you know, like just make
Yeah.
it.
It's not when you're a big artist, then it's not that important to make a hit, a really good quality track, because when they see Tiesto, they're gonna react like, "Wow, this is amazing!" Even that track is.
I
nothing
think
special.
I think we can talk like this, you know. And back then, if you make a find a time and make a track and make a cover and make a vinyl and everything, that's bring the value, you know. And when some kid or some guy or I don't know buy this vinyl and this, he will remember that. Really remember that, you know. And when you show the people to the covers of the albums of the vinyls, they say, "Oh, I know that," you know. And when you say, "Hey, Tiesto, the business," you know, what's that track? Because there is no value in having that in your hands, you know, and having that. It's just one more track. So I think that the music loses the value in some way, but in the other way, bring the money to the showbiz, right? So you need to make 10 tracks during the year. That's it.
But we were talking about this also when it comes to Armada music, for example. They are investing a lot of money on video materials over there.
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot.
They're in streaming, a kind of platform, you know, like every track needs to have the video, you know.
But this is what they want, I think, people to visually recognize them.
Because that's the new generation of the people, you know. Back then you just put the vinyl and you visual it in your head. Now you need something to occupy your attention, you know, like, oh, something is happening, oh, good. And what was the track? I don't know, but the video was good. You know.
Or animation. Or
Yeah,
something
anything like that.
Something interesting. All right. So, top trending artist of 2021, of course, vintage culture.
Yeah,
We talked
definitely.
about this, so definitely this
Even
is...
he's really popular. He's from Sao Paulo, I think, from Brazil, and I know that guy. You know, for a few years, for 10 years, I don't know. He's not new, but the timing was perfect for him. I think this year was the perfect time. In February, he released "Love Tonight," and everything after that was like a hit. Everything like that.
Good job. Second position goes to, of course, Charlotte De Witte. Well deserved. Also, she has a lot of tracks, a lot of release tracks last year.
She's really famous in the techno genre.
Yeah, one of the biggest ones for sure over there. And third position, Riva Starr. This was actually a surprise for me,
Yeah,
to be honest.
but it's again, Riva Starr is really for a long time in the music industry, 2002, I don't know, maybe even older. So he's constant, and from time to time he had a hit. That's it, and it's released on Defected. So he's just a star of Defected, And if you see his track on the Defected, you will click it. you will hear it.
Yeah.
So I think it's well deserved for Riva Star to come back on the big doors.
Okay, that's interesting, but well deserved, I guess. Okay, of course they have this category called Old Gold 2021. These are some tracks that are actually released before 2010. We're just gonna go through a couple of those. Of course, we have Love Recycled #1 by Solomon. We have Canobra by Gregor Salto. DJ Gregor,
yeah.
We have Lola's Team, Shapeshifters.
That was a hit.
That one. All right. We have On Off Cyrus D, of course. Still.
Few people played that track this last year on the big festival, On and Off, and I was surprised, like, Cyrus D is coming back to the big doors,
It is really good to hear that old track, playing back again, but not being remixed or reworked.
Yeah,
just the original one.
Yeah. Like there is a way right now with Rapture.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing right now.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of remixes.
The track is from 2010. Christoph, no, Francis K, the remix.
The remix, that one, the remix. Yeah, the original one is a lot older than that.
Yeah.
All right.
Gypsy Woman. Yeah,
right.
Paul Johnson died.
Hear the music, yeah.
Last year.
A man with a red face, Mark Knight.
Mark Knight. That track is still, the best saxophone in the house music ever played.
That was awesome. Oh, okay.
But you can hear how Mark Funk.
Yeah.
You know him like Tool Room, Tech House, everything.
Of course.
But this track was really progressive house back then.
I remember this track really well.
And Fuck Agenda and Mark Knight back then, maybe 12 years ago, they're really doing some good progressive stuff, That was, I don't know when they changed to the tech house, but everybody followed those.
Exactly. You cannot, I think you cannot produce one style for like 20 years.
I think not.
No.
I think it's normally to change.
Exactly.
It's how you feel, and you produce how you feel, and you produce your emotion. But so it depends, Only if you have a good producer, so it depends of him. So
and that.
And that.
I mean, sometimes we don't like it. For example, Tiesto was playing trance back then, and since 2007, he completely changed his style. Now he's completely mainstream. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest. But he felt he needed to change, and
he just follows some way of success, So I don't know. I think he was the #1 DJ, and what to do after that?
Yeah.
You just surrender to the music industry because
it's actually, I think it's even harder to stay on the top.
Everybody wants to beat you.
Yeah.
And it's very stupid for me to say, "Hey, I'm the #1 DJ." So it's not a tennis, it's not a Czech, it's not something that we play against each other. It's the taste. So I cannot argue with your taste. So Tiesto can be #1, but it's not for me. So for me, those charts are a little bit stupid. I will say stupid. It's the taste.
Everything is about taste. Yeah. Okay, so to summarize this, Fred again and the Blessed Madonna ended up as the top-selling and most streamed track of 2021 with their return to the dance floor track Maria We've Lost Dancing, followed by Majestic's viral tech house remix of Rasputin and the deeper purpose remix of Pieros Pirupas Everybody's Free to Feel Good.
By the labels. Yeah, Defected #1, Tool Room, Anjuna Deep. So well deserved, and I hope that we will see some new labels next year, right?
Of course we will.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Some organic house will end up a little bit higher than this year.
I'm not sure about that, but
Yeah, let's let's do that.
yeah.
Let's see you in 1 year.
Let's try. Of course, a lot of mentioned tracks that we don't have a clue how and why they.
And a lot of them didn't end up
on a much higher position. Yeah. On those lists, but again, as we mentioned before, we don't need to understand everything. We're talking about taste, and everyone have a different taste, and we all respect each of you music lovers. So I mean, because without you, because music lovers, this world would not be the same.
Exactly.
Actually, it would be absurd.
We will making
pointless.
music for our moms and aunts and to be liked on Facebook.
Something like
So thank you for existing.
Okay, Filip, do you have something to add as a closure?
Nothing much. I had fun, and thank you for the invite. And stay safe.
Thank you. Okay, so thank you once again for accepting this invitation to host this with me. Co-host, yeah.
You're.
Music lovers, of course, if you like this episode, this is extremely important. Right now, please let me know, because if you did, maybe we can set this as a regular monthly wrap-up thing. And of course, if you like this episode, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, because it's really not that hard. And I know that you're watching this, and a lot of you did not click on the subscribe button. And I need you to do that. Of course, share this with everyone you think that could like this content. Leave a comment if you have anything nice or bad to say. I am ready to accept everything, start a conversation or whatever. And thank you for watching. And of course, remember, we are all connected by frequency. Until next time, stay safe and have fun.
Have fun. Bye bye.
Bye bye.